Alright guys, so we're going to talk about proper meat care today. Now I have friends who, it kind of bugs me a little bit, but it's their meat, they do whatever they want with it. Now, you should really be wearing gloves for this. I don't, because this is meat for me. Alright, so this is what most people do when they get their meat. They get a bag. They grab their meat in the bag, seal, and then into the freezer it goes. I hate that. These are actual freezer bags, like they're the actual Ziploc freezer bags. Not saying that there's anything wrong with this, other than the fact that what's gonna happen is you're gonna get freezer burnt, you're gonna get those ice crystals in your meat, which kind of ruins the taste. You eventually get like freezer burnt taste, within like, I don't know how long, but I do notice that every time I go over to my buddy's house, not just one, most of them, and they have it in their bags, it has that crystallizing frozen stuff, which it bugs me. You work really, really hard to get your wild game, and then after you get it, you harvest it, and you kind of just treat it like garbage, in a sense. Not really like that, but basically you're treating it like garbage. Again, nothing wrong with that. It's your stuff, wherever floats your boat. But how I take care of my meat. Now this here is, hey Aaron, these, this water, right there, baby. Hold on, let me wash my hand. Give me a second, guys. Anyways, so yeah, this is what I use when I don't want to vacuum seal. It's the Reynolds Kitchens freezer paper. As you can see, I already did one. I gotta reopen this back up because my meat care person, he asked me to cube it up and freeze it for sausage. I'm turning this is the wild pig that I just recently shot, and I'm turning most of them, whatever scrap meat that I'm planning to not use for anything else, turning to sausage. I have 11.5 pounds here. I'm gonna turn sausage. So, again, I'm gonna reopen this up. Now, this is what I mean by scrap meat. You can see these little pieces of meat. These are like the shins. That's part of, I think, the rib roll, the loose part with the fat. And then these are just scrap meat that you just cut off because you want to make the meat look nice. Kind of like this. You see that? That's a nice little butt roast. But what I'm gonna do with this is so that I have more meat for. I think this is actually the shoulder, not the butt roast. So that I'll have more meat for sausage. I'm gonna turn these very beautiful pieces of meat into sausage. So yeah, I'm gonna just cube these all up. But for educational sense, what you want to do is you kind of get it as close as you can to even. And then these freezer paper, you have to get freezer paper. You can't just get wax paper. Regular wax paper won't work. You need to get freezer paper. See, this is they're plastic coated freezer papers. So what it is there's an inside and outside. The inside layer, it has a waxy, shiny side. That's the side you want the meat to be on. And then on the outer side, it's just basically plain paper. So again, this is for proper meat care. I'm not saying you have to do this. It's just if you're gonna work hard for your meat, you want it to taste good when you eat it 6 months down the road. So you get, I'll use a good piece of meat for this. So you get your piece of meat, you kind of put it on the bottom, and then you just wrap it like a burrito. Put it up, tuck it in, roll it, one roll, do one side in, and I always fold this little corner so that it's flattened out. You roll one half part down, or you roll another roll. Fix this, bring that part in, and you kind of want to try to do your best to do this so it'll stack nicely. And then you get something like this. And if you've already noticed, most of the people who puts their meat in the butcher shop, it comes back in paper, wax paper. And for this, just gonna use Scotch tape. I use Scotch tape only. You get this, you put it onto the corner, and just tape it up. And just like that, you get yourself a nice rolled up package of Wild Piggy. This is the Wild Pig that I recently just shot. And you got yourself a marker. Always use Sharpie. And you don't have to, but I use Sharpie. And you just write. Basically what you want to do is you want to put the date. I don't remember the date I shot this pig, but I recorded it. So I have the date. But yeah, you want to write what this is and what you plan to use it for, so that when you go looking for it, you're not confused. So this piece is going to be, again, I'm going to just take it back up. This is just to show you guys, and I'm going to cube it up. But let's say it's a shoulder roast. And just write Wild Pig Meat 2024, and bam, just like that, you have your pig labeled and freeze it. And now when you go and eat it, you know, you kind of want to go first in, first out. You don't want to be putting this on the bottom, getting another pig, throw it up, and you're eating the fresh pig, and this is sitting down. The 2 years later, you pull it out, you know. So you want to label it, date it. I mean, I don't have the date, so I don't put the date. We'll just say August 20, there. August 20, just for a date. Now you know exactly what it is, what wild pig. You can even put the location if you want, because you know you kind of want to know sometimes what pig is being shot. So this pig was shot, I'm not going to tell you guys the location, we'll just say 3,200 feet. And yes, it does matter where you shoot it. They eat different stuff in different locations. Like this pig was shot in a grass field, right? These guys, they eat just grass. Like they're just eating the grass, so they're gonna taste a little bit like beef, but with the pork flavor and texture. But they definitely have that grass taste to it. You have to eat it to know it. And then if I was to shoot a pig like, let's say Colinga, that pig is gonna taste like oak, because he's gonna just be eating oak trees. Or if let's say I shoot a pig in Pine Flat, you know, he's gonna taste kind of like it's up in the air, because they're eating grass, they're eating oaks, and they're eating whatever else. And then if, let's say, like the pig that I shot, that I got recently in A-Zone, that guy's just pure sage. It's probably gonna taste like sage and oak trees. Or if I was to shoot a pig in Norfolk, that pig's gonna taste somewhat like apples and acorns, because they eat apples and acorns. So location helps you determine what pig it is and from what area. And sometimes, you know, depending on how much they're eating of what they're eating, you'll have a different taste of pig. So labeling is a pretty crucial thing. Packaging is a crucial thing. Wax paper will keep the flavor in there. Doesn't give that crystallization stuff. Basically, it's an alternative to I don't have the box here. It's here somewhere, but to vacuum seal. Vacuum seal is a little bit more expensive. You're paying a lot more, because vacuum sealing, you condense it. You're able to store a lot more. This right here, and there's a lot of airspace. It's not sandwiched together, so it takes up a lot of space. Now, you're probably wondering, how much can you use this for, right? This roll, I believe, is $12 from Walmart. I buy it from Walmart. This roll is 2 years old. I've done one pig, one deer, and this is the next pig that's being done with it. So, yeah, 100 feet of paper roll, or 66 feet, gets you a decent amount of wraps before it runs out. And it's a great alternative. Again, if you're gonna hunt hard and work for the animal that you're gonna hunt and eat, you want to take care of it. You don't want to be, you know, let's say hiking freaking 10 miles in to get a pig round trip. That's 5 miles in, 5 miles out, and you're hauling back 100 pounds of pig. When you eat it, you're gonna want to appreciate it and be like, man, that was worth it. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, that thing tastes like crap. I want to go shoot it again. So yeah, I'm gonna throw that out there to you guys, just plainly because most of the people that I talk to know, whenever we start talking about meat, what is it? Taking care of the meat. They think when I say taking care of meat, it's just, you know, cut it up, put it away. No, it's literally, you're taking off all this silver stuff. Again, this is sausage meat, so not really big on it. Like, I'm not too worried. But if I was putting this stuff away so that I can eat it later on down the road, I would be taking off all this silver meat. Like, I would fillet it out. I wouldn't leave it on. That's what makes it gamey, like very gamey down the road. It also makes meat very chewy. So you kind of want that stuff off and gone. this piece, you see how this piece has less of it? I will be cutting off these fats just so that it doesn't have that gamey taste to it. That's what proper meat care is when you're taking care of meat. You don't have to do it. You can do it as you're eating it, but you know, when I go into my freezer and I'm bringing out a piece of meat and I want to eat it, I don't want to have to deal with cleaning it up again. I'm already getting dirty and cleaning it. I might as well just do it all in one go. So yeah, proper meat care, guys, helps you keep your meat tasting great, fresh, all day, every day throughout the year. So yeah, take care of your meat, enjoy the outdoors, and get yourself some wild game.